So it looks like there might be a third RTX 3060 hitting the market very soon. A third variant. So a version 3 of this card. Okay. I mean, this one though, this is something that Nvidia's done a few times now. Like, this isn't anything that's new for Nvidia. So we're going to go ahead and look at this article from PC Gamer. And before we do that, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new. There are a lot of you guys who are new to the channel. Thank you for joining today. If you're finding me for the first time, hopefully you like what you see and you can hit that subscribe button. And those of you guys who are returning viewers who haven't subscribed yet, hopefully you do that today. And my question for you guys for the day is, why? Would you buy another version of a 3060 RTX? I mean, those of you guys who are miners, you're like, yeah, of course I would. Why not? I mean, that's more money, right? But it also depends on how quickly they start getting scalped in price too. But let's go ahead and switch this over and discuss. So this article is coming from PC Gamer. Nvidia might stuff an RTX 3060 with a bigger GPU in a pinch. Like I mentioned before, this happens quite a bit. They've done this with the 2060. They've done this with a lot of different cards, where they take the board from a stronger GPU or a higher GPU, higher tier GPU, whatever, and they put it into the lower tier GPU, and that essentially will allow for better performance. It'll allow for more cost saving points, you know, like, because then they can go ahead and push out, you know, more 3060s, and it helps with production as well. So some Nvidia RTX 3060 graphics cards may be built from larger GPUs. New ID suggests chips once intended for the 3060 Ti and the 3070. As it stands today, you'll find a GA106 GPU under the hood of any non-Ti 3060 graphics cards, along with the RTX A2000 and mobile 3050 Ti. Above that GPU sits the GA104, which is used primarily for the 3060 Ti, 3070, and mobile 3080, among other workstation cards. But according to Tech PowerUp's GPU database editor, we could soon see the 104 GPU find its ways within the 3060 as well. So they went ahead and they posted on Twitter regarding the recycled 104s used in unannounced RTX 3060s. Now they did this with the 3080 Ti, so they took unused or they took boards that couldn't be used for 3090s because they didn't meet spec or whatever, and then they repurposed them for the 3080 Ti. So they did that, and you know, they've, like I said, they've done this many times. So this is not anything new. It is not unusual. There we go. It is not unusual for Nvidia to repurpose a chip this way. In fact, the RTX 2060 can be found with both TU106 and TU104 GPUs at its core. That was only within one manufacturer's card, the RTX 2060 KO, as far as we know. So GPU jostling is in the realms of possibility. That said, such a change shouldn't amount to much by way of specification for the 3060, despite the larger GPU's greater potential core counts and ROPs. The GPU should be as much a match as the 106 version, although there is a possibility of some fringe disparities between the two depending on how the larger chip is chopped up. Instead, what this move would likely achieve is handing Nvidia a little more freedom and flexibility in supply. Ideally for us lot, that would translate to greater availability of the cheaper card, but that really depends on how many 104 GPUs end up filtering into the RTX 3060 production line, if any. Nvidia wouldn't just throw more expensive GPUs into a cheaper card for the fun of it. No, these chips are likely to be up to the standard required by any of the 104's graphics cards, even the relatively slim core count of the 3060 Ti, hence why they might find a home elsewhere. No word on availability yet though, and it's likely in the grand scale of graphics card supply, most 104 3060 cards will go unnoticed by their owners, if any are made, of course. It's worth mentioning that Nvidia may have some more substantial shakeups on the cards for next year, perhaps even a super one. Yeah, there's been There has been rumors of a 3060 Super, 3070 Super, 3080 Super. So let's just add more cards. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it adds more availability, right? So like that gives us the options to purchase more cards, which I'm all for. Like, give me more cards all day long, right? Because then it takes away from the scalpers, assuming that they release these in brick and mortar stores, meaning like Best Buy, places where we can walk in, Best Buy, Micro Center, whatever stores that you have near you, instead of releasing them strictly online. Because when they release them strictly online, then bots happen, and bots take away the GPUs, and then it makes it harder for everybody to get the cards. Me in particular, like, buying a card online is particularly difficult because I don't use bots to buy them. I mean, I could, but I don't. And I mean, I go, like, the things that I do is I go into the Newegg Select. Is that what it's called? Shuffle, Newegg Shuffle. I sign up for EVGA's, queue and all of that stuff. So that's how I do it. I've only had luck with one. That I was getting the 3060. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can grab another GPU down the line. But I mean, this is in a sense good news because then it brings up availability, which I'm all for, and potentially more performance. So maybe if they do this, maybe they'll call it the RTX 3060 Super. Who knows? If they do that, what would happen with the TIs though? Would we still have the TIs? Would the Supers be stronger than the TIs? Would they be weaker than the TIs? And how does this affect mining? Like, does this mean that I mean, these boards are already LHRs, so would they continue with that LHR aspect of things? I mean, only time will tell when it comes to that. And if it does, I mean, I'm okay with it in a sense because Ethereum's going away anyways, right? Like, Ethereum mining is going to go away. So we'll be able to mine other things with this: Ergo, Ravencoin, Conflux. I mean, I've said, like, these are just coins that I've said many, many times, and they just like roll off the tongue at this point. But let me know down in the comment section, would you buy this? I'm sure you guys would. And what would you mine with this? And do you think it's going to be stronger than the TI, or is it going to be weaker than the TI? Is it going to be like in between of the 3060 and the TI, or is it going to be in between of the TI and the 3070? Let me know what you guys think down below as well. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new. Like I said, there's a lot of you guys who are not yet subscribed. I want to see you hit that sub button today. Thank you so much for all your support. And everybody, happy mining.